Hey folks, Mike and McGee here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my recent bout with COVID, and I've still got stuff in my lungs and I want to try something on camera. One of my friends brought me this and claimed that their friend had it in their lungs terrible and it only took one round to completely clear it up. It don't work the same for everybody. What I'm talking about is mullen, which is an herb that grows wild out in the woods or alongside the roads. And she also made me a mullen tincture. Didn't make it for me, she's had it. And so anyway, I'm blessed to have friends that want to keep me healthy and maybe prevent my death, you know. It was pretty rough. I laid right there in that recliner for 3 solid days. It was pretty bad. And it started in the lungs and it has stayed in the lungs. I don't know if you can hear it, but when I talk, it's a little muffled because of the stuff that's in those lungs. That's one reason I knew it was COVID. I didn't go get tested and all that stuff, but there are certain things that are just hallmarks of COVID, and the lungs is one of them. I did not lose my taste, but my taste changed completely. Only thing that tasted normal was salt. Everything else tasted weird. Even our good milk from our milk cow tasted weird. And sense of smell changed, whole 9 yards. On the first night after I got it, terrible splitting headache. And I usually try not to take a lot of medicine, but I ended up taking Tylenol because it was so bad. And the next day, I started remembering what I'd heard Gary Brecka say. He said, you do not have pain receptors in the brain. So,
mineral and nutrient deficient. In fact, if you want to see a really interesting study, the Wiley Journal of Headaches found an inverse relationship between migraine headaches and sodium. There's 3,698 participants in this study. Essentially what they found was that as sodium went down, migraine headache incidence went up. As sodium went up, the incidence of migraine headaches goes down. Why is that? Because headaches do not come from the brain. Your brain is not capable of sending a pain signal. It can receive a pain signal. So where does the pain come from? It comes from the covering of the brain, which is called the dura. It's like a saran wrap spread over the top of your brain. The dura hates two things. It hates being stretched and it hates being contracted. What determines whether or not it's stretching or contracting? The sodium gradient. Adding mineral salts to your drinking water can, in some cases, permanently put migraine headaches into remission. And we've been taught to fear salt.
The only way to really have a bad headache is to have dehydration. And you can drink water and it just flush right through your body and not hydrate your cells if you don't have enough sodium. So I started drinking the Baja Gold mineral salt water, just sipping it. And once I got ahead of that headache with the Tylenol, I was able to ward it off. So even though I was still sick, achy, unable to really move, and terribly congested, I kept the headache away, and that was very valuable. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of us, we get dehydrated when we get sick, and that is the basis of that headache. So if you can get that mineral salt water in your system, that will hydrate every cell in your body. Sodium is required for every cell in your body to function at its peak performance. And when you're sick, that's when you need every cell in your body to function at peak performance because you're trying to fight off stuff. And so a lot of people are afraid of salt, afraid it's going to give them high blood pressure. Don't be.
2016, Tel Aviv University in Israel conducted a study, 500,000 patients in 49 countries. It was the largest study ever done on high blood pressure. And they found 49 countries, 500,000 people, that the individuals who consumed the most salt every single day had the best blood pressure readings and the most normal blood pressure readings. And all the individuals who consumed 3 times the amount the FDA tells you should consume salt every day, every person around the world that consumed 3 times that amount had better blood pressure readings than anybody who took the FDA readings.
Because your body needs it at such a level, it's unbelievable. So anyway, here's the deal. In the lungs, I am told Now, I've never done this before. I'm told that if you smoke mullen leaf, that it will clear out that congestion and help those lungs open up. And full disclosure here, I'm a little nervous about it because when I was young, I took a puff. One puff, a cigarette smoke, a cigarette I found, and that one puff just about made me sick. So I've never smoked anything since, and I'm just a little nervous about this. But they claim this is the way to go. So I've never done it. You're about to see me do it. I got a pot of water here just in case everything goes haywire and I try to burn my house down. If I don't get the smoke to come up through here where I can puff it, they say take a blanket and put over your head and all this stuff. I'm going to try this and see if it works where I can just puff it. You can tell I'm no professional puffer here. But let's try this and see. I always keep a lighter in my pocket because a lot of my lights are propane. I build fire constantly, so the need to have fire around is pretty good. So this still has moisture in the leaf. It's not dried out and completely crackly, but it is dry enough that it is smoking some. So so yeah, I think I'm able to pull smoke through there. I left it hollow down the middle. Let's try a little more of that. I can even just breathe it like that. I've never smoked a joint in my life. There's holes in that leaf where I guess bugs were eating on it. Oh yeah. I don't know how YouTube's going to take to this. My last video where I was talking about the poke tincture and how that you can really clear out your lymph nodes with that and everything. Can you believe they demonetized that video because I was talking about health things? And unbelievable. This right here, zinc. You want to keep your body full of zinc. A virus cannot reproduce itself in your cells if it's in the presence of zinc. So you definitely want to keep that zinc hammering in there. I'm taking lecithin for brain, and I've got glue here. I don't take glue. I've been building a bridge. We're going to be involved in the contest soon with the bridge. If you're familiar with that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's so weird. McGee feels a little out of place doing this. I ain't never smoked. I tell you what, it's not my thing. I tried it once and it made me sick. And but this is mullen. I looked up, there is a lookalike out there called lamb's ear. Lamb's ear is also non-toxic. You can eat it. You can make tea from it. I don't know that it's good for your lungs, like to smoke it or anything, but it did say it's great for, like, if you got a wound or a burn or something, to use it as crush it up, and it has antimicrobial properties, stuff like that. Really good for healing. So, and also perfectly safe to ingest salads or teas or whatever, so you don't have to worry about if you get the wrong thing that it's going to make you sick or anything like that. But very interesting. And I am feeling a slight difference. When I first started talking, and of course it's subjective, I know, maybe talking kind of cleared it out, but I can feel it's kind of clearing things out a little bit, and that's what it's supposed to be doing. We shall see. I have a video of curing poison ivy with smoke like this, but it was not mullen, it was red cedar. The green foliage from red cedar tree on a hot fire produces a very oily smoke. You may remember me standing there with my arm over that and got that red as a turkey snood where that poison ivy would got me, and I did it on purpose. I give myself poison ivy intentionally, and that worked. I tried several things that didn't work so great, but the smoke from the red cedar, it did work wonders on that poison ivy. That turned out to be a really good video. This here is just the right amount of moisture in this leaf to where it don't just catch fire and burn up. But it's dry enough. There's a lot of smoke coming out that little bug hole right there. Look at that, and I can just pull it right out of there. It's not making me feel funny like the cigarette did. I know cigarettes got all kinds of chemicals and stuff in it, not just tobacco. And obviously this don't have any of that. This don't have nicotine or anything like that. I don't know what the active ingredient is that makes the smoke work in your lungs, but it looks like it's working. That's some really nice fuzzy leaf right there. And she also said on this tincture that it's not something that you just have to have a few little old drops. She said take it like you take a shot of it, basically. So I'm gonna pull this out and just take a shot of it. Yeah, it's mullen. The tincture, I believe the base is vodka. So if I fall off set, you'll know what happened. But anyway, interesting, very interesting. So that's that. If you're interested in cleaning your lymph nodes out, pokeberry video, you can see that. Also, there's another salt, the Redmonds Real Salt. It has got I think 60 different minerals in it. It's a good one. The other one is Baja Gold. Both of them are sold. You can get to them if you go into the descriptions of this video. And I use this salt for shaking because the Baja Gold is more of a clumpy salt, but it's got all 92 minerals in it that your body needs, and it's absolutely amazing. I drink it every morning with coffee. I just have it in a jar and I scoop out, you know, a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, put in my coffee in the morning. And wow, does it ever do wonders. And iodine. That's something I put in my coffee every morning. Iodine. And also I have some stuff on the way. I'm not sure if this might be it right here. I haven't opened this yet. I just got it. The mail just ran just before I started this video. And so I might have, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to be putting this in my coffee. It is type 2 collagen. That right there is really good for your joints. I noticed that my elbows were starting to get just a little pain. And my wife had some beef gelatin, which is fine. It works good in coffee because it has to be hot water or it just clumps up. Gelatin does. This here, you can mix it in cold water. But type 2 collagen is supposed to be the best one for you. So I'm trying that out. I got some more 10X multivitamins for my wife and my daughter and myself. And these are methylated. So your body doesn't have to convert them like it does all other vitamins that you take in. Your body has to be methylated. This right here is already methylated. So your body is going to have that. And this is serapeptase, which comes from silkworms. It is an enzyme, I think, that allows the silkworm to get out or whatever. It's supposed to be really good for you. My wife's dealing with type 3 kidney disease, and so That's something that somebody on this channel, Mr. Charles, told us about. Lactoferrin, take it with serapeptase. You can actually rebuild your kidneys. The lactoferrin comes from the colostrum of milk, colostrum from cows. So that's something you take together if you've got kidney failure, any kind of kidney disease. If you read up on kidneys, they say kidneys can't be rebuilt. Well, they can. They just can't be done with chemicals from the doctor. I use J. Crow's 2% iodine. That's what I use in my coffee. Really seems to work good, especially if you have any kind of thyroid issues, anything like that going on. If you take it in higher doses like I do, I take a whole dropper full, it actually will help protect you from chemicals and things that cause cancer. So I just like living well as possible, not getting sick. So whenever your body is faced with a virus like COVID, it seems like it don't really matter what you do, you're gonna get it. But obviously doing certain things will help ward it off, keep it at bay and all that good stuff. And that's what we wanna do. I don't recommend Gorilla Glue for that, but all the rest of this, really good for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got an issue with COVID lung and you can't seem to shake it, you might want to try some mullen smoke. Get that in your lungs. And according to what I was told, it really worked good. For myself, I don't know that I've had enough time to really tell, but I don't feel bad. Matter of fact, it feels a little better. So when the video comes out, that's going to be a few weeks from today, I'll be able to tell you in the comments how I'm feeling, how I'm doing. But that's all I've got for you today. If you need any of this stuff, just holler at me and I can get you some links. Some of this is already in the descriptions. But hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.